You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, CBS soap opera fans. This is SoapDirt.com, and we have got your edition of daily spoilers for the week ahead for April 10th through 14th, 2023. The big headline of interest this week is that Nate is going to hit the sheets with Victoria, and Phyllis, of course, shows up in disguise to her own memorial service. Let's dig in and talk about what is coming. This week, on Monday, April 10th, 2023, on YNR, it's Season 50, Episode 132. On Monday, we're going to see Kyle Abbott and Summer Newman not seeing eye to eye. He thinks she is taking on too much with planning the memorial by herself, and he encouraged her to include her brother Daniel. She pushes back. She is certain that his mother had something to do with her mother's death, and she is like a dog with a bone and won't let it go. Of course, Diane senses this happening, and she's worried that her animosity with Phyllis is going to break his marriage, but Kyle reassures her that he is standing by his mother. Jack again stands in with his support for her as well. Ashley argues with Jack, and she is hell-bent on convincing him that Diane hurt Phyllis, and he is not having a moment of it. And he says that she is doubling down with Tucker McCall because she is being really stubborn. So there are Abbott problems all over the place on Monday. Then Tuesday, April 11th on Young and the Restless, it's episode 133 of season 50. And we're going to see Christine Williams and Lauren Fenmore talking about Phyllis Summers. She is obviously the hot topic of conversation this week. And, you know, she ran over Cricket, so it's not like Cricket was her best friend or anything, but Lauren was very close to Phyllis, and of course so was her husband, Michael Baldwin, and they are very sad about it. The whole of Genoa City is stunned that someone so vibrant and full of energy and mischief could suddenly be gone, and that's of course because she's not gone, and this is just horribly done that she is manipulating everybody in Genoa City, and inevitably this is going to come back and bite her in her butt. But also on Tuesday, we're going to see Victor Newman making a confession to someone. He's very upset that Adam walked away from him and said, "No thanks to bringing me back into the family business because you let Victoria get away with railroading me once again," which, to be fair, the mustache definitely did do. And so it could be Victor talking to someone about his frustrations with Adam. Also, we're going to see Phyllis wondering if she made an error in judgment about scheming with Jeremy Stark. This week, Stark shows back up to the motel where they were holed up for a couple of days, and he's looking for her because he wants to make sure she left town, and sure enough, she has betrayed him and didn't leave town, and that could prove to be a fatal mistake because there's no way he is going to sit by and go back to prison if she is caught in her fraud of faking her death, and him being implicated with her means he could be back behind bars. He's not going to have that, and so she might come to regret this. Also on Tuesday, in the Western time zone, YNR will be preempted for UEFA, that's European Soccer Playoffs. If it is out in your time zone, you can watch it later on CBS.com or on Paramount, or your DVR might pick it up later at night. They might do a late night rerun. Just be wary of that's why you might not have it on your DVR if you live in the Western time zone. Then it's time for Wednesday, April 12th action on Young and the Restless, season 50, episode 134. Chancellor is going to find some damning evidence, and no doubt it's against Diane Jenkins. This week, we saw him on the phone pressuring the lab at the hospital to get the blood test results. Now, the thing with these blood test results is Phyllis gave a vial of blood. It wasn't taken from her after this incident, and she and Jeremy have no doubt dosed it with a poison or a toxin or some sort of drug that is going to implicate Diane. We fully expect for Chance to get a warrant and to find that stuff at the Abbott mansion where Phyllis left it when she was spying. Also, Daniel Romalotti confesses that he's got a secret he's keeping from Daniel Romalotti, from his son, and that might be about family members coming in for the funeral service of Phyllis Summers. Also on Wednesday, we're going to see Phyllis being really sure that she's one step ahead of everyone. She thinks her plan is going perfectly, and she's got herself a little disguise, and she is going to show up at her own funeral. Now, the rest of Genoa City will be there, and I'm expecting we'll have some extras lining the wall, but she will be lurking. And while it would be nice if she was caught this quickly, that seems very doubtful. Also on Wednesday, again, a preemption in Western time zones for the European soccer playoffs. So if it's not on your DVR, look to CBS.com or Paramount, or check and see if it's going to run later in your time zone so you can set your DVR for it. Next, it's Thursday, April 13th on Young and the Restless, episode 135 of season 50, and we see Abby Newman agreeing to something with Devon Hamilton. Now, she's already told him that she would move in, and she even told Chance that it was happening, so it's not clear if this is just her reaffirming her decision to move in, or if there's something else going on between them. This definitely seems to be ramping up, and I wouldn't be surprised if they got engaged pretty soon, but we'll have to wait and see. Also later in the week on Y&R, we're going to see Nikki teaming up with Lauren, and we have to guess that this is about Phyllis Summers' faked death, because Nikki and Lauren both distrust Diane, and Nikki is very certain that Diane and Stark had a role in this. And then also on Thursday, we're going to see Phyllis's memorial service, and one of the returning people for that is Phyllis's granddaughter, Lucy Romalotti. She flew into town to say goodbye to her not-so-dead Grandma Red, and we're going to see Lily Brooks O'Brien back for a short arc for the memorial service. Then it's Friday, April 14th on Young and the Restless, season 50, episode 136. And miracle of all miracles, yes, you won't believe this, we are getting Mariah Copeland back and Tessa Porter back, and they've got their baby with them. We are finally going to see their baby. Sally Spectra gets a brief moment where she's checking out the tot, which is nice because the soap has been totally focused on her pregnancy and has left Mariah and Tessa in the wind while they have this baby, this big milestone. So we are finally going to get to see their baby and get to see them. Also, we're going to see Jack once again reconfirming that he's committed to Diane no matter what she's facing with criminal charges. And we're going to see Nate Hastings hit with an ultimatum from Nick. And the big deal about this is we have to wonder if Nick knows what Nate is up to with his sister, because this week Nate Hastings and Victoria Newman give into their passion, and I will say that they're hitting the sheets, but actually they're hitting the desk, because it looks like they are going to have sex on Victoria's desk in the CEO office. And we just have to say she is really turning into her dad at this point, because she is ruthless, she is sleeping with someone who doesn't belong to her, and she is being utterly cutthroat and trying to be the one who decides how the family is going to run. So far, he seems proud of her, but it's really sketchy, and Audra Charles is outside and she hears them doing the deed, and she is already trying to drive a wedge in there by encouraging Elena Dawson to bring JT Hellstrom back to Genoa City. And so we might see some more of this action because Audra wants Nate for herself, and once she knows that he has banged Victoria, she might go all in to break him up with both Elena and Vicky so she can get what she wants. So stay tuned and keep your eye out for Phyllis in disguise, and get ready for some hot CEO action as Victoria gets what she wants from Nate at last. And I would be remiss if I didn't say once again, this is a clear case of sexual harassment on her part. And I don't like it, and I think she shouldn't get away with it. But that's everything that's happening April 10th through 14th on Y&R. Don't miss a moment.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.